Woohoo, Scorpio, Mystic GLoLady here. This is your divinatory teaching for September of 2015. And as you can see, I have another new format. So I hope that you like this one. I have Scorpio, and then this is the glyph of Scorpio. And Scorpio, two words to describe the energy is I desire. And Mars rules Scorpio, okay? Intuitive, determined, intense. We are starting out with you in the first house. That is why this is called a general reading. A general reading is putting you in the first house and where all the other planets are that aspect you. If you have a birth chart, your birth chart starts with the Ascendant. That's what would be in the first house. So, if you have a Scorpio Ascendant, what I'm going to say, you will see where the planets do fall into your houses. Okay? Now, we will start it out with the Sun. The Sun will start out the month at 8 degrees of Virgo. And Virgo is in your 11th house. In your 11th house of hopes, wishes, friends, and associates. So you see the energy that is going to be in your 11th house. That's going to be highlighting your hopes and wishes, your friends and associates. And Virgo, the energy, the I analyze, is organized, analytical, practical. So shining a light on your friends in the month, right there, in the month of September. Now, we have some really powerful energy coming up, and I will be doing another video to discuss the new moon and the full moon and the equinox, okay? Because the new moon, we have a solar eclipse. And the new moon is going to be on the 13th, 14th, depending on where you live. So check out the locality. Eastern Standard Time, it's the 14th. So it's going to be at 20 degrees of Virgo. And that is going to be in your 11th house. What new wishes? What new wishes are you building upon? Now, I'm going to be making that cheat sheet so you'll be able to understand it a little bit better. This is the 5th of 6 videos that I have made as prototypes to see what works and what doesn't work. As I was talking about that full moon, the super full moon lunar eclipse will be on the 27th, and that will be at 4 degrees of Aries. And that is also my ascendant, so I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out that day. I will show you a picture of a fairy mugshot that I took on a lunar eclipse in 2006. So the full moon is going to be falling in your 6th house, in Aries, in your health, service, work, and daily routine. What is that going to be highlighting that you need to let go of? That's what full moons are. Full moons are time to let go what is not working. Okay, Scorpio, Mercury. Mercury retrograde, electrical, mechanical, communication breakdowns. Well, guess what? That's what we're getting into this month. And it's probably going to be a doozy because it's starting out big time now. I had charged my battery and got ready to do another set of readings, which you are the first out of. And guess what? It's saying that my battery is going dead already. So, I don't know when I'm going to have to stop this and recharge, but that is the definition of Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury starts out the month at 5 degrees of Libra, so where's the balance in it? And then on the 17th, it will go retrograde 15 degrees of Libra. Okay, so where is that balance in communication? I mean, at the end of the month, it's back to 7 degrees of Libra, and it doesn't go direct until October the 9th. All right, and that's at 0 degrees of Libra. So, whoops, sorry about that. Where is the balance in it? Okay, now you have Libra in your 12th house. Your 12th house of karma, jails, secrets, hidden enemies, institutions. What kind of communication can you do that exposes what is not right in those places? It's going back over. Are those hidden enemies that you might need to watch your communication with? So it's Mercury retrograde. Get those insurance policies, get those warranties if you're buying things. Always double check. Do not sign contracts if you don't have to during a Mercury retrograde, okay? Because Murphy's Law, if it can go wrong, will go wrong. It's more probable in a Mercury retrograde. Now we have Venus. Venus, that goddess of love and beauty. It is at 14 degrees of Leo, retrograde. So you see the retrograde, the laziness, drama, focus on money. So if you have had an experience with people doing that, well, now you understand it really isn't them. Okay, Venus was playing on them, all right? And Leo, you know, that pride, the confidence, the performer, it's in your 10th house of career, status, father, and fame. Okay, where's the show me the love? Now, Venus is going direct on the 6th at 14 degrees, and at the end of the month, it will be at 23 degrees of Leo. So what in your career are you roaring about and will continue to roar throughout the month? Now, on the 1st of September, Mars, ooh, that masculine energy, is going to be conjunct with Venus, ooh, that feminine love and beauty. Wow, yeah, you know what that means. Make the most of it on September 1st. Wow, check that out, Scorpio. Woohoo! Remember that fun you're going to have on September 1st when Mars is conjunct with Venus? Well, guess what? My camera just worked when I plugged it in. And when I did that before, it didn't. So, yay! I get to finish my videos. I love it. I love it. Okay, remember, 10th house career. You have Mars and you have Venus on the 1st, so make the most of it. Alrighty. In your career, what are you going to be roaring about in your career in September? Now, Jupiter. Jupiter is that multiplying. Okay, Jupiter is at 4 degrees of Virgo. Now, as I was saying about explaining the different glyphs, you know, right here at the top, Jupiter, okay, and it is, it rules Pisces and Sagittarius, but as I said, you know, opposite. So right now, it is falling in Virgo, so it's not quite as powerful, but Jupiter is still that multiplying, that expansive, and it is expanding. Okay, now we have the Virgo. Oh, where do we throw that Virgo? Holy mothers. Leo, Virgo. It was hiding under the new moon. That multiplying. Okay, it just came out of Leo. I should have been smart enough to put that right down. But I guess all these interruptions has a habit of, yeah, I don't have to tell you, you know how it is. And remember, Mercury's going retrograde, so it's going to get even bigger. So what we were talking about earlier with our friends, okay, maybe it's going on a spiritual quest with some of your friends. Okay, where is that journey? Okay, we also, Jupiter stands for the justice, law, truth, and banking. Okay, are you loaning money to your friends? Remember what I said about contracts, make sure they're all written. Okay, Saturn. Saturn is that Lord of Karma, the great teacher. It's at 28 degrees of Scorpio. And it had been retrograde in Scorpio, so it was going back over all of those deep, dark secrets. Now, on the 18th, it is going to be at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is that I see, okay, enthusiastic, adventurous, optimistic, and it's going to be in your second house, in your second house of earnings, your wealth, your possessions. What are the things that you need to learn about, well, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's going to be going into the second house on the 18th, which is Sagittarius. But starting at the month, it's still in Scorpio. Okay, it's right on top of you. It's been on you. Saturn has been a teacher for quite a while. It takes 2.5 years to go through a sign. Just when it starts to go into Sag, it goes retrograde. So it was really on top of you. So you had a whole lot of lessons, and I hope that you learned your lessons recently about who you are. Because now that Saturn is moving into Sagittarius, you get a chance to teach others. Okay, teach others, who are you? Tell others, who are you? And especially if it's your earnings, your wealth, your possessions. Okay, if you don't stand up for yourself, then, well, I guess maybe that's your lesson. Somebody's going to come along and teach you about that with your money. Okay, so be aware of. Uranus. Uranus is in Aries, okay, and it is retrograde at 19 degrees, and it will stay 19 degrees retrograde because it takes 7 years to go through one sign. And Uranus is that unexpected, okay, and right now we have the individual, the nonconformist. Aries, first out of the box. Uranus, unexpected. What are you building? What are you creating? What are you creating? What is new for you? Being that it is in Aries, you're that bam, I'm out there, and that full moon is there. It's in your 6th house of health, work, service, daily routine. Okay, so if you have things going on in the 12th house and things going on in the 6th house, those are related, because mental, if you have a sound mental, you have a sound body. Okay, if thoughts create form, what are you thinking? Neptune, illusions and delusions. Neptune rules Pisces, and that's exactly what sign it is in. And you see the retrograde. It is retrograde in Pisces at 8 degrees, and it will continue to retrograde, and it will go back to 7 degrees retrograde of Pisces. It's only moving back 1 degree. Whoops, I'm sorry, dang it. I'm going to have to figure out some kind of a stationary platform that I can put this on here, so I don't keep moving it like that and shaking it so you can't read it. So like I said, bear with me. I have another month of prototypes next month, and then the finished product will be out in November. Okay, so truth is revealed. Truth being in Pisces. Pisces is in your 5th house of fun, creativity, sex, children. But remember, illusions, delusions, and we have a tendency to escape with alcohol and drugs. So being that it's in the 5th house, just because it's retrograde doesn't mean that we still won't want to escape with alcohol and drugs. All right, when I was talking about genius hinges on insanity only when you're not true to yourself. So we just had Saturn. You know, Saturn was banging. Well, I guess I better put Saturn back in the 1st house because that's where it's starting out, is the beginning of the month. So Saturn's been banging on you, okay? Who are you? Have you learned the lessons of who you are? So if you've been escaping through alcohol and drugs, the chances of you going to the 12th house in institutions, which Uranus, it would be a change for you to understand what that dis-ease is. Okay, that dis-ease within is a spiritual malady. It is playing God of our own existence. That Christ-like universal love, that ability with Neptune to use our psychic abilities, our dreams, and our visions to create a new reality, a happy reality for ourselves. Okay? So, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself, Saturn, because if you aren't, as I said, Saturn was just back, well, okay, Saturn's still on you, and you better make sure that you learn that lesson very, very well. Otherwise, you're going to have to learn it again, and the next time you take that lesson, that course in life, it becomes harder and more painful. Yes, out of great pain grows great wisdom, and I really don't want to go back and do it again. If I can gain the wisdom from someone else's knowledge, yeah, I think that's the smarter, easier, softer way to do it, that, and it's like throwing up my hands and saying, okay, God, I accept, I accept it's your will, that good orderly direction, I'm not God. But there is a good orderly direction in the universal cycle of life. Pluto, and as you saw some of these, well, all of these, I've had how long they stay in and what they represent, and Pluto is that death and regeneration. So it represents after death and before your... Okay, Pluto, or shall I say Pluto and Scorpio, we just went through a transformation. Yes, you are not seeing things incorrectly. Things have changed. Okay, Pluto in that house, in the 3rd house. I'm looking in the camera. I had to change cameras. My other camera, I guess I'm just going to have to go to corporate and say, hey, it's still under warranty. I've had problems with it since the beginning, and I would like it remedied. Is that something that you need to do, that you need to communicate, that there is a problem and it needs to be remedied? That's something that you might want to consider. Now, I had already made a another video, and I did not realize that my battery had run out. So that is why we are doing it in this format with a different camera. Alright, so I had already done a reading, and the gist of that reading was your self-transformation. So I don't like to stack the deck and pretend, so we are going to do it again. So as we started out, on the bottom we have the 7 of Pentacles, What is the unfulfilled that you need to, you know, to do? You have had Saturn in there, and Saturn is that teacher. And what is that teacher teaching you regarding your money? Okay, that's a biggie, because Saturn's going to Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is in your second house, and we're talking money. On the bottom you'll see the glyphs for Sagittarius and also Taurus. All right, all those lessons with money. If you haven't learned them, Saturn's going to be up there in your second house. So it'll be there 2.5 years. Learn those lessons now. Starting out in the first house, you have the Hermit. All right? Going within yourself. Outside manifests as illness within, and you can only heal yourself from within. That dis-ease within yourself. Okay, what is it that you need to work upon that Saturn was there to teach you lessons? And yes, you are hearing a rainstorm going through, so hopefully we won't have any more exciting adventures, at least until I'm done with this reading. I know that somebody was very anxious for me to put up Scorpio. So, in the second house, you have the King of Swords, okay? That older, that wiser, swords, mental, communication, illness, travel, going in your second house of earnings, wealth. What are you communicating? What do you need to communicate regarding your possessions? What would make you happy? In your third house of communication, siblings, short distance travel, you have the Princess of Pentacles. As has been stated, this is a general reading, and you have to look at it symbolically. Readers will tell you that the cards paint a picture, so look at what the picture is painting for you. Princess of Pentacles is young, it's female energy, it is money, it is going into your third house as well as Pluto's in there. So what kind of transformation are you talking about with money? What kind of travel, possibly, because of the fourth house with the Nine of Swords, the despair and cruelty going into the fourth house. The fourth house is home, sacred space, property, and mother. And you have the I know in there of Aquarius, the Aquarius energy, humanitarian, original, futuristic. All right. Swords, as I said, mental, illness, communication, travel. All right, going home. Is there an illness at the home? Is there something in the home that needs to be fixed? Remember that home is where the heart is. If you are taking things to heart, that could be part of the problem. All right, especially if you are an empath and you are feeling other people's problems and taking them in as your own. All right. Most definitely surround yourself with the white light. Get yourself a black tourmaline to absorb and repel the negative energies around you. In the fifth house, we have the Six of Swords, the earned success. Okay, fun, creativity, sex, children. All right. What are you communicating? The communication is flowing well in the fifth house. In the sixth house of health, service, work, and daily routine, you have the Sun. The sun, the partnership, anything under the sun. Uranus is unexpected. What are you doing unexpectedly? What are you changing? Remember, it has to start at home. It has to start within. Things are changing. How are you changing with them? In your 7th house, marriage, contracts, partnerships, relationships, you have the 6th card, the Lovers. You have the Taurus energy, the I have, strength, patience, and values. If you have a relationship and it is not to your values, then that is a karmic relationship, and it will not bring you pleasure. It will continue to bring you pain, and the pleasure will come at the end of. In the 8th house, in the 8th house of other people's money, inheritance, taxes, past life relationships, you have the 9 of Pentacles, the material gain. You also have Venus and Virgo glyphs in there. So the money, the organizing of money. You have Gemini. Gemini is the I think, communication, inquisitive, versatile. How can you be versatile using other people's money to both of your benefits? Remember, if there is one lacking, there's an imbalance. And the only way to correct that imbalance is, if you're putting out negative, you're going to get back negative. So if you're not being fair, yeah, it eventually comes around. What goes around comes around, eventually comes back around again. So be fair in your dealings. Moral of the story. In the 9th house, long distance travel, higher learning, spiritual quest, you have the 9 of Wands, the great strength. You also have the glyphs of the moon and Sagittarius in there. In the 9th house, you have Cancer, the I feel, understanding, sensitive, emotions. With the wands in there, using what you know. Is there a trip that you have that you wanted to go on to? How can you do that? Is that wanting to go back home, even if it's just communicating with back home? All right. Now, in the 10th house of career, status, father, and fame, you have the 6 of Pentacles, the material success. You also have the moon and Taurus in there, being happy with the money that is coming into your career house. Okay, remember, we have Venus and Mars doing their dance on September 1st. All right, it's going to be a few days before, a few days after. You know, that energy is going to be exciting. All right, so what are you going to do with that exciting energy? You are going to manifest into some good energy, some good cash flow. In the 11th house, you have the 1, the Ace of Cups. The Aces, the new beginnings. The 11th house of hopes and wishes, of friends and associates. You have Jupiter in there multiplying good things for you. What are the new things that you are going to be manifesting in the month of September? Are you going to stay in the same mindset, or are you going to believe that miracles really are possible and put that seed of thought into your mind? In the 12th house of karma, jails, secrets, hidden enemies, and institutions, you have the moon. The moon is your emotions. You have Pisces in there, the psychic energy going into the 12th house. You have Mercury in there, and Mercury is retrograde. What kind of communication can you do? What kind of difference can you do to make that sun shine gone through those gates of hell that some people go through, okay? That hell, that insanity, that genius that hinges on insanity only when we're not true to ourselves. Open up to a new mindset, and there's a whole new world out there. What can you bring into this whole new world out there? What kind of healing can you bring into society? Now, if you look on the bottom line, those are all cardinal. If you look in the middle, those are all fixed. On the top row, those are all mutable signs, all of those houses. So on the bottom, we are talking about cardinal, we are talking about present, we are talking about the beginning of seasons. In the middle, you have the fixed, that is the firm in the middle of the season. It is straight on, it is in the future, it is things to come. This is what will come if things go on the path that they are on now. On the top, you have that mutable. That is at the end of a season. That is one getting ready to blend into another. It is mutable energy. It is also the past. It is learning those lessons from the past so that we can blend easier into the future. On the bottom row, in the present, you have the hermit. You have despair and cruelty. You have the lovers, and you have material success. In the middle of it is the love, the emotions, those that we love, is the emotional, the mental, emotional. It has to be balanced. Love does not hurt. If there is any type of where is that? Okay, present moment. If we are in pain because our loved ones are ready to go into another state of being, remember that you will see them, that it is not a finality when we leave our earthly vessels that encase our souls. Okay, we grieve for those who are no longer with us and not rejoice at the thought of joining them in our new dimension. In the middle, we have the fixed, that is the future. And you see the King of Swords, the earned success, the material gain, and the Ace of Cups. New emotional beginnings, new energy, new money, new communications. If we let go of those old hurts and pains, our future looks very bright and joyful. Okay, it's that communication, the mental illness, okay, communicating. Where is that balance? Outside manifest as illness, within, what thought are you thinking? In the top, we have the past, what has come out of the past. You have the Princess of Pentacles, the Sun, the Great Strength, and the Moon. You've had a lot of very good emotional connections from the past in regards to the person, to the pain that you have now. Understand the lessons, see the lessons, understand this is general. And this is symbolic, that yes, there is a pain of some sort, a mental, emotional pain that is attached to the home. The home is where the heart is. Where is that heartbreak in your life? Can you do something about it? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And the wisdom to know the difference is when you put up your hands and say, okay, God, take it. That God, that good orderly direction, take it. I can't handle it. I know you can, and thy will be done. I accept that all things work together for good, and it will be good. And the sooner I look at the good that comes out of that pain that has hurt me, the stronger I feel, the happier I feel, the better I feel, and you have new happiness coming in your emotions. When you have those who are loved ones, who are, as I said, passing into the other realm, talk to them about how they're going to come back, how they are going to tell you that they made it to the other side. Are they going to tap your hand? Are they going to touch your head? Are they going to be that butterfly that flies back and forth in front of the window at their memorial service? That is how my best friend came to me after her passing, and I will always remember that. I will always remember that our physical body might turn to ashes, but our soul, our spirit continues to live on. So if I can be of any assistance, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you, love you, bye.